Hi Vishal, can you hear me? All right. I think I'm audible to everyone. Today we will be having a LR session. It's on a very easy topic, I can say, on your LR uh, series, number series, and letter series. We will be covering these two topics today. Uh, the main essence of this question is just how well you are at recognizing patterns. Like there can be multiple patterns in this. A few of them I have already listed on the slides. There can be an increasing and decreasing series. There can be some skip series. Like for example, I can have 7. I am given a blank, then 9, 10. So here the 8 number is skipped, or let's say I have 7, then I have a gap, then I'm going to, let's say, 11, then I have 13. So basically I am doing a plus 2 every time, or you can say we are jumping between the odd numbers. So we will be solving a lot of questions on this. Uh, to formally begin the session, I would I must tell you that in every question, before we I want you to write this down either somewhere in your copy and on the exam date on your rough page. The benefit of this sort of numbering your alphabet is that you can easily relate it with the numbers. So if you are good at number series and you write your alphabets as numbers, you are good at letter series as well. Most of the time, there will be a number based logic even for alphabet or words. The only unique thing they can have is they can have something as a vowels, consonants, and what else? I think these two are the only different categorization I can say of a letter series from a number series. Otherwise, it's almost always related with the number series. Also, one thing you should always keep in mind that since alphabet series has only 26 alphabets, if you get any number more than 26, let's say I get a number 40. So to convert number 40 into alphabet, so I will have to find the corresponding alphabet to the number 40. So how can we find it? You just subtract 26. I'll get here 14. So in this case, 40 is represented by n. So a simple way to find the corresponding alphabet or letter is just subtract 26 from that number. If the number is greater than 52, then subtract 26 twice. So you can easily correlate those numbers with your consonants and all. Not consonants. You can easily relate them with your letters alphabets. All right, I'll go back to that slide. Here I was. Let's talk once again in detail about all these series. I talked about consonants and vowels just now. So, vowel can, what are your vowels? A, E, I, O, U, and all others are your consonants. So, between consonants and vowels, uh, I, I, I think you can easily recognize a pattern. If the first three letters are A, E, I, and they are asking for the fourth, it's easier way U. There can be other logic as well, but a vowel can be one easy way to score your marks. So, uh, what you do in this question is you try to try to make a pattern in first two, what I can say, first two terms. Yeah, first two terms in your series. You try to establish a pattern. Suppose if it is wrong, you again go back and try to establish a new pattern. If it is correct, you will accept it and you will go for, for the solution. So keep this as a general algorithm to solve this question. I talked about, sorry, I talked about vowels and consonant series. Increasing and decreasing series are very easy. So let's say I have A, B, C, D, and they're asking me for the fifth term. Then it's simply EE because this is corresponding 1, 2, 3. So next should be 5, which is E. So in this way, you can have an increasing series. Suppose I had something such as Y, X, W, C, and they are asking me for the next term. So it's simple. It's a decreasing order from 25, 24, 23, 22, 21 is your Q. All right. So this is your increasing and decreasing series. For skip series, as I said, if they are skipping some terms in between, then it's called a skip series. So let's say I was given A, then C, then E, and next will be what? G. So you ask for the fifth term. So here I am doing a +2 every time. It's always easy to understand it in terms of +2, -2, or something multiplication. So multiplication is your covered in product series. So the correct answer here would be I. So you add J, E, F, G, H, and I. So for a product series, how they can present, it can be a you have to multiply the number and you will get the corresponding letter to it. So let's say I have A at the beginning, then I get B, then D, then I'll have what? H, and yeah. So here I am multiplying by 2 every time. All right. So in order to recognize these patterns easily, you can write it in this way. I'll clear the slide here. Yeah. So I started with A, then B, then D, H. So here you can recognize the pattern 1, 2, 4, 8. So you are doing a multiplication of 2 every time. So next will be 16. The number corresponding to 16 is P. So the term will be your P. Uh, Please note that while I am covering letter series, I am indirectly covering number series as well, since it is a hierarchy. There's almost the same thing. All right. I'll be solving some tough questions, I can say, or a different flavor of number series at the end of the class. But for now, let's focus on letter series. So we did product series. Now what can be a combination? So a combination can be you do first into 2, then +3, then into 4 +1, something like that. So you can just, you know, do permutation and combination with various of these, like there can be increasing, then you can skip a term, then you can have product of two terms, then you can keep a vowel. So a lot of, you can have a lot of combinations and arrangements in this. So having said that, let's go to solve some questions. Yeah, this is the first question for the day, a fairly easy one. AFKPU. So what's A? A is 1. I can I'll highlight it here as well so that it's easy for you as well. F is 6, K is 11, P is 16, U is 21. So you can clearly see a pattern of increase. This is plus 5, this is plus 5, this is plus 5, and this is plus 5. So obviously the next term should be 21 plus 6. 21 plus 5, which will give me 26. And we know that 26 is Z. So correct answer is option D, Z. Fairly easy question. 1, 6, 11, 16, 21. So you're adding 5 every time. I add 5 to 21, which gives me 26. Letter corresponding to 26 is Z. So correct answer is option D. I hope this is clear. We will move ahead. Okay. P, G, L, Q, V. So B is 2, G is 7, L is 12, Q is 17. Then I have V as 22, and I am asked the next one. A, I'm starting with B here, B, G, L, Q, and V. So again, this is also same pattern, just the initial letter is different. So here as well, I'm adding 5 each time. So if I add 22 plus 5, I'll get 27. Now this number exceeds 26. So what we do, we subtract 26 and we will get the answer as 1, and the 1 corresponds to A. So correct answer in this question will be option B. All right, I'll repeat once quickly. B is 2, G is 7, L is 12, Q is 17, and V is 22. I recognize the pattern as plus 5 each time. So I do plus 5 to 22, I get 27. Since 27 is more than 26, I subtract 26 out of it and I get 1 as my final answer. And 1 corresponds to A, so option B. All right. I hope it's clear to you. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, this till now we just had one single letter in each term. Now I have 3 letters in each term. So what you need to do, you need to recognize a pattern within the term and then between the terms. So first, let's recognize it within the terms. A, C, G. So what's A? A is 1, T is 4, and G is 8. So from a very naive perspective, I can say it's into 4, then into 2. All right. Then I assess second one, K, N, Q. K is your 11, N is 14, and Q is your 17. Now, now I don't see this pattern happening here. So what else can be there? So here I am doing a plus 3, and again I am doing a plus 3. But the plus 3 logic will work in the first place at least. Plus 3. But what for this term? So I need to try with something else. It's neither plus 3. It's, oh, sorry, I made a mistake here. Here it is 7. G corresponds to 7. Okay, so then my plus 3 logic is validated. If you remember the first algorithm which I said, you need first 2 terms to establish pattern, and then third term to verify your algorithm or verify your pattern. So let's verify our pattern, whether it is plus 3 every time. So U, X, A. U is how much? 21. X is 24 and A is 1. So I can clearly see 21 So 24 is plus 3. And if I do again a plus 3, this will be 27. And 27 is 26 plus 1, so A. So yeah, my pattern of plus 3 has been validated. You can again cross-check with E. Uh, Now, let's try to find what is the logic between the terms. So for between terms, as per my knowledge or as per my experience, there are only two cases possible. Either the first term of each, first letter of each term is correlated in some way, or either the last term. So let's try the first letter in each term. So A, K, U, and E. My A is 1, K is 11, U is 21, and E is 5. So I can write 5 as 5 plus 26, which is 31. So now I can observe a pattern. It's plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. So what should be the next term? It should be 41. Now I need to find the letter corresponding to 41. So it will be 41 minus 26. So I get 15. 15 is nothing but O. So my term should start with an O. So I have three options. Option D has been eliminated as of now. So now I remember the within pattern. It was plus 3 each time. So I do O is 15. Plus 3, I'll get 18. And again, plus 3, I'll get 21. So it will be O, R, and U. O, R, U. This is option number A. So my option A is the correct answer. All right. I'll quickly repeat the logic. For within the terms A, B, G, it was plus 3. And for between terms, it was plus 10. So there can be two simultaneous patterns which you need to recognize to get the correct answer. Uh, I talked about speed in the last time, like how speed is very important for your exam. Now, in this case, here the speed really doesn't matter because it's more of your practice, and I also call it a luck game. Like if you are lucky, you can easily recognize the pattern sometimes, or if it's not your day, you will most probably be stuck somewhere and you won't get answer to this question at least. So for series question, I'll say it's a hit or miss. So don't spend much time on these questions in your exam. Just give it a glance. If you're able to crack it within 1 or 2 minutes, it's fine. Take the correct answer. Otherwise, skip. Don't spend a lot of time on this question. All right. Uh, Having said that, let's move to next question. Okay, this is similar to the previous one. I will have to recognize the pattern within first and then between the terms. B, H, P. B is 2, H is 8, P is 16. So I can write it as into 4 into 2 again. Sorry. Q, W, T. So Q is how much? 17. W is 23 and T is 20. Now, I can't put this into 4 logic at least for this. So this should be plus 6 and here also plus 6. Now for 23 to 20, it seems little odd that you are at 23 and then you go back. So either you can go back by 3, but we are not going back here, or you can go back, go front a whole cycle and come to 20. So let's find a number related with 20, which is one cycle more. So you simply do 20 plus 26, which is 46. So if I see 46, 46 is double of 23. So I can say my logic of plus 6 into 2 is correct. So I can write T as 46. All right. I established a pattern in two terms. Let's solve the third term to validate our or prove our pattern. It is U, A, P. U is how much? 21. A is 1, B is 2. So if I go plus 6, I'll get 27. 27 is nothing but A. And if I do twice, I'll get B. Alright, so my pattern of plus 6 into 2 is validated. I'll write it here. Plus into, it was plus 6 and then into 2. Alright, now we have to find the relation between terms. So let's try with the first terms of each one. B is 2, Q is 17, U is 21, and C is 3. If I write C as one cycle more, so plus 26, I'll get 29. I can't see any pattern here. Like there can be something, or I can't see any pattern. So let's try with the last terms now. P, T, B, R. So P is how much? 16. Then T is 20. P is 2. If I write it as after 26, it will be 28. And then R is how much? 18. Again, I can't see any pattern between these as well. So because here it was plus 4, then plus 4 I can say, plus 8 I can say. And this is plus 16. Okay, we can have some logic like that. So if I do 18 plus 32, it will give me 50. 50 minus 26 will be how much? 24. So my data should start with X, but there's no option with X. That means this logic is not correct. So I'll rub it out. What else can we see? Okay, I see a pattern here. Here it is ending in P and starting with Q. Here it is ending with T and starting with U. So P, Q, T, U, and then A, B, and C. That means I am just moving one letter ahead of the last letter in the term. That means here the final term should start with S. You got it? P gets to Q, T gets to U, and B gets to C. So R should give me S. Now I can apply this pattern plus 6 into 2. So this is what 19. 19 plus 6 will give me 25, which is nothing but pi. And into 2 will give me 50. And I think I just know it wrote 50. If I do minus 26, I'll get 24. So that gives me X. So S, Y, X. So correct answer in this case is option B. Alright. I hope you are clear with the logic. I'll quickly repeat. For within the terms, the logic was plus 6 into 2. And for within between terms, I saw that if this was ending in P, it was starting with Q, ending with T, starting with U, ending with P, starting with C. So there's plus 1 every time. So correct answer in this case is option B. Alright, let's move ahead. Okay, now here there are 4 terms. So you can see the complexity level is going higher and higher, but it can be really easy to recognize the pattern sometimes. So let's solve for within the one. Sorry, C, F, J, R. C is how much? 3, F is 6, J is 12, R is 18. So here it is plus 3 plus 6 plus 6. All right, for A, D, H, P, A is 1, D is 4, H is how much? 8, and P is 16. So I can see this plus 3 logic is same. Here it is into 2 and then into 2. For this one, there's I can work this out as into 2, but I can't work this out as in, into 2. So that means there must be something else as well. Let me try with the third term, VMTB. This is 13, T is 16, T is 20, and B is how much? 2. So if I do it twice here, 16 into 2 will give me 32 minus 26. I'm left with how much? Did I write? I made a mistake here. This was not 12, this is 10. So here, this was plus 4. This plus 4 logic is working here as well. And then I can write this as plus 8. And this also as plus. All right, I'll validate this plus 3, plus 4, plus 8 here. So what am I doing? I'll write it again, settle above so that I have space to write. Okay. This was 13. 13 plus 3 gives me 16. Then I have 20, so plus 4. And B is 2. I can write it as 28. If I do plus 26, so it is plus 8. So my logic of plus 3, plus 4, and plus 8 is validated now. All right. You recognize the pattern within first two. If you can't, try with the third term. And then if there's something similar in all the three, you can accept it as a correct pattern. So I have recognized the pattern for within. It is plus 3, plus 4, plus 8. Now for between terms, I'll write the first term C, A, M, Y. So C is 3, A is 1, M is 13, Y is 25. I don't see a pattern here. So let's try with similar to previous term. Let's try between last two terms. So here it is R and I don't have a relation here. P and M. So P was 16, M is 13. This is P, this is M. So I am doing a minus 3. This is not M. And for the next term, it is B and Y. So B is 2 and Y is 25. So I can write it as 28. So minus 3. All right. So I found the logic. It is the last term minus 3. I'll get the first term of the next term. B minus 3 will give me Y. So for within, it is plus 3, plus 4, plus 8. And between terms, it is minus 3. So R is how much? 18. 18 minus 3 will give me O. So my answer should start with an O. So option C and option D are eliminated. I'll do plus 3. O plus 3 will give me R. So it should be OR. And since option B is also eliminated, you can say option A is your correct answer. All right. Or if there's one more pattern which you can recognize here, the last term of every term, last letter is repeated in the second one. So R should be in the second place. So you can straight away say option A is your correct answer. Okay. The logic within term was plus 3, plus 4, plus 8. And for between term, it was minus 3. All right, let's move to a different flavor of question of letter series. In this case, what did we cover? We did some questions related to increase and decrease. We did something of a product and skip questions as well, I guess. And of course, combination of all these. These were just, I think, a specimen from each type. You can practice these questions at large. But again, as I said earlier, in this case, you will have to be a little lucky in your exam to get it correct. The question can be very easy, then you can recognize it very easily, but sometimes it does not crack. It's just a what I can say, an act of God if you can crack it or you can't crack it. So don't try too hard on this question. Of course, give it a chance, give it a try, but if you can't, you may skip the question if you don't have sufficient time. All right, let's move ahead. All right, we have a letter series. Here we will have filling the sequences like we did and missing letters in figure. Okay. Till now we had equal number of terms in each equal number of letters. Here we have something else. So let's write it in terms of numeric. K is how much? 11. O is 15. N is 13. S is 19. Then Q is 17. Then 15 again. 23. Q is 21. S is 19. And then 17. So if you see, I am dealing with all the odd terms. And if you see between here, it was 11, then it went to 15, then it went to 19, and then it went to 23. So I am doing a plus 4 between terms. So what should be my next term? It should be 23 plus 4. That should be 27. That means A. So my answer will start with an A. So option B and option D are eliminated. Now what I am doing, I am going back to minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. So 27 minus 2, I'll get 25. So it should be Y. So there's only one option with A and Y. So correct answer is option A. You don't need to write the full correct answer. If you can eliminate all other options, you are left with the correct answer only. All right. I hope the logic is clear. We just wrote it in numeric and it was clearly visible what was the pattern being followed. All right, let's move to next question. Okay, this is a mix of number and letter as well. So here we have F, E, D. F, E, D. So F is how much? 6, E is 5, and it is 4. So you can expect the next term to be C, which is in all the options. Now, what is the relevance of these numbers? If you see properly, this is 36, 25, and this one is 16. So I'm doing a square of each term. 5 square is 25, 4 square is 16, 6 square is 36. So C is how much? 3, and 3 square is 9. So I should have 0, C, 9, which is my option D. Alright, this was a mixed combination of your number series as well as your letter series. Alright, I hope you are clear with this. Fairly easy question. Easy to recognize, I feel. Okay, let's move ahead. Again, it's a mix. Here you can see 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16. So I have all the even numbers, so it should be even. I'm not sure about these. I can eliminate these two for the time being. Now, what's the relevance of A here? So 1, 0, 1, 2, it is 4, 5, 6. For A, 4, E, 6. 8, I, 10 should be 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Similarly, for it is 14, 15, 16. Oh. So the middle number should be a sandwich of the surrounding two numbers. So what is option A? It is 24, 25, 26. So yeah, this is that it fits with the pattern. And this is 20, U is 21, 22. Okay, this also fits. Now we have to choose between. So if you see, sorry. Yeah, so this is A, E, I, O. So it is a vowel series. So the next term should be U. So between option A and B, I eliminate option A. Correct answer is option B. Yeah. I'll repeat the question quickly. We saw 0, 2, 4, 6, so all should be even. For A, E, I, O, U, it is vowels. So the next term should be U, and these letters are sandwiched with their corresponding numbers. So here it should be 20, U, 22, which is option B. All right, let's move to next question. Okay, this is a interesting. It's just a series. It's just put in a different way. So I have U as the intersection between both the squares. So what I can do, I can try with a summation. A L M. A is 1, M is 13, and L is how much? 12. So if I add, I get 26. 12 plus 13 is 25, plus 1 is 26, which corresponds with your Z. So similarly, the missing term should, and E and J should add up to 26. E, J, and the missing term. E is 5, J is 10. So I'm done with 15. I need to have 26 in total. So this must be 11. And 11 corresponds with your letter K. So correct answer is option D. All right. What I did, as Z is a intersection between both the squares, summation of these three should be equal to summation of these three, which should be 26. So I found it 5, 10. So this should be the 11. Correct answer is option D, K. All right, let's move ahead. This I'll assign this as a homework. This is a fairly easy exercise. You just have to count the number of letters. I'll solve a question similar to this in your number series. So after you do that, you can come back to this question again and you can try this. There's no logic here. It's just simply counting the number of letters, which I think you can do very easily. All right. Now let's talk about number series. For number series, most of the thing which I covered is same. There can be a difference series, like there can be difference between terms. So let's say I have 10, 9, 8, 7. So the next should be 6. There can be a product series 2, 4, 8, 16. You can have a next term. There can be square and cubes. For square and cubes, you must be thorough with squares from 1 to 30 and for cube of 1 to 20. I would recommend this as an ideal number of cubes and square to remember. If you don't think you can remember all of those, you need to at least do from 1 to 20 for square, and for cube you can do 1 to 10. All right, this is very important, guys. Please do remember first 20 squares and first 10 cubes at least. I would recommend doing it up to 30 and 20, but it depends on you as well. So whatever you find convenient, do it accordingly. We may not have very relevance of square and cubes in this topic, but it can be really helpful in your quants as well. Or even in series, it will be very easy to recognize patterns. All right. Then there can be a miscellaneous series. They can just make some random stuff to have some unique logic, and there can be a combination series. One thing which is covered in your miscellaneous is your prime numbers and composite numbers. So for prime numbers, you should also know the first 25 prime numbers up to 100. So if you want, I can quickly write it down for you guys. Just to take a glimpse, you can treat it as a pre-read material for your series. So the first prime number is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, not 27, 29. Then I have 31, not 33, not 35, 37, 39 now, 41, 43, 47. Okay, 47 I have. Not 51. No, that's, I think 53 is the prime number. 57, no, 59 I guess. Then 61, 63, 67. Then I have 70, 71, 73. 77 is not the prime number. 79 is the prime number, I guess. The Indians. 79, then 81, 83, 87, 87, no, 87 is not, 89, and then I guess 91. Yeah, these are the 25 prime numbers. You can verify it once. I'm not really sure. But if you should at least know till first 10 so that you can solve today's question. All right. You can take a screenshot quickly and we will directly go to solve some questions. All right, let's go. Very basic question. 57, sorry, 57, 60. So you can clearly recognize it's a +3 pattern. 57 plus 360 plus 363 plus 66 plus 69. So next one should be 72. Option A is the correct answer. I'll change the E. Correct answer is option A. Okay. This, if you know squares, you can quickly recognize. 225 is 15 square. This is 13 square. This is 14 square, sorry. 14 square followed by 13 square. Then this is gap. This is 11 square, 10 square, 9 square. So this should obviously be 12 square, which is nothing but 144. So correct answer is option B. Correct. So this is an example of your square series. Okay, this one, again, it's a cube series. So I think 4 cube, yeah. 4 cube is 64. 5 cube is 125. 6 cube is 216. 7 cube is 343. So the next term should be 8 cube, which is 512. All right. Correct answer is option D. So I am again repeating squares from at least 1 to 20 and cubes from 1 to 10 at least. All right. Do you remember this? It will be very helpful to recognize pattern and solve questions orally. All right. This one. If you see, I am doing a +4, then +6. It's a +8. So by this time, I think the next would be +10. Yeah, maybe +10. But it's not a +10, it's +9. So I told you the algorithm at the starting of the class that you build a pattern in first two and then you validate it in the third one. So in this case, what you can do, you build the logic +4 +6 +8. You validated it in the third, but it is validated in the next term. Now, what else can you recognize? Which numbers are missing here? Sorry, 5 is missing here and 7 is missing here. So if you observe, both of these are prime numbers. So after 9, what should be the next number that I should add? It should be 10 plus 10 because 10 is not a prime number. So if I add 10, I'll get option C as the correct answer. So the logic here is you are adding all the numbers except the prime numbers. All right. So it was +4 +6 +8 +9. So next should be +10. So here it will be 1064. So can you tell me what will be the next term if I further extend this question? So the next number which I should add ideally is 11. but 11 is a prime number, so I'll add plus 12. So 1064 plus 12 will give me 1076. Alright, this was just an extension of the above question so that it's clear to you what exactly we are doing. There could have been an alternate pattern where we just added prime numbers. So let's say I added 2 first, then plus 3, then plus 5. So the next one should be plus 7 and then followed by plus 11. Alright, do watch out for these, especially these three, because what usually happens, there can be two possibilities. Either we are adding only odd numbers or a plus 2 other thing, or we are doing prime numbers. So either way, the logic can work. So just cross verify once before correcting the correct answer, taking the correct answer. All right, let's move ahead. Okay, 8, 16. I can say it straight away into 2 or plus 8. Then I am doing 16 to 48. So one quick way to check whether it's an addition subtraction series or a multiplication division series is how much, like you can just see the numbers, how fast are they growing. In the last question, they were not growing so fast. Like you can see, it was still an increase of 27 only. However, in this case, it has gone up from 8 to 500 something. So this has to be a multiplication. Alright, there's no thumb rule I can say for you to recognize how these patterns work. You just have to practice it so that you can recognize it. So this has to be a multiplication. So how can I get 48 from 16? I multiply by 3. How do I get 96? I again multiply by 2. Here I had 8. Sorry, I had initially 8. Then I did 16. Then it was 48. 48 into 2, 96. So according to my theory, it should be into 3. So let's try 96 into 3. So it will be 18, 1 carry, 90 plus 27 plus 1, 288. Yeah, this is the correct answer. That means my pattern of into 2 into 3 into 2 into 3 is correct. So next one will be into 2. So 228 into 2, if I add it twice, I'll get 576. Yeah. So obviously fill in the blank will be nothing but 576 into 3. Now you don't need to solve this exactly. It's a 500, so it should be more than 1500. I hope you all agree that if it is 500, 500 into 3, it will be 1500 plus something. So the only option which is above 1500 is option B. You can cross verify it by multiplying by 3. So here it will be 18, 1 carry, 21, 2 carry, and 50. Yeah. All right. So in your exam, even if you save 2 seconds or 4 seconds in each question, it will matter eventually when you solve a number of questions. So try to be little smart when you solve question. Don't exactly you don't have to multiply each and every term every time. You can simply recognize the pattern. You can do an estimation and get the correct answer. Okay, the correct answer here was B. Okay, let's move to next question or next group of topics. It is counting the digits, odd man out, and missing terms. So the counting digit I gave as a homework here. Yeah, we will be solving one question related to it. That the question we will solve is in terms of numeric numbers. What I gave was a letter series, so you can relate with it that way. All right. What does the question ask me? In the following sequence of digits, how many digits are immediately preceded by a digit which is multiple of 3 and followed by a digit multiple of 4? All right, what do I want? Multiple of 3. then some number, and then multiple of 4. I have to recognize pattern like this. Now, the easiest way, you can search for multiple of 3 and you can find the answer. So here I have 3, then it's a 2 and followed by a multiple of 4. So this is the correct pattern. Here, there's no more multiple of 3. Keep the multiple of 3 directly. It's a 6. This is 8, 9. This is not a multiple of 4. So this is not a pattern. This is 3, or I can start with 9 as well. 9, 3, 5. 5 is not a multiple of 4. 3, 5, 7. 3 is a multiple, but 7 is not a multiple of 4. 10 to 3. 3 to 1. 1 is not a multiple of 4. Then 6, 6, 3, 8. Yeah, 6, 3, 8 is then another pattern. So right now the correct answer is 4. You can cross verify once by going by a multiple of 4. Like you first find the multiple of 4 and then you check whether two numbers before it is a multiple of 3. So I got this one. This one is 8. 2 before it is 4. No. The next multiple of 4, yeah, 8. But here it is 5, which is not a multiple of 3. Here 4, 7, not a multiple of 3. I have 6, not 6, I have a multiple of 4. Yeah, this one I already had. The correct answer is 2. All right. A similar question is for letter series. I think you can easily solve that one. Okay, let's try this odd man out. Now, the only difference between odd man out and fill in the blank or the missing value is, you in missing value, you first establish a pattern, you verify it, and then you get the answer directly. Now here, you will have to recognize a pattern first, then check which one is the faulty one. The catch here is, if you are building your pattern with a faulty one, there's a high chance you will go wrong. So these ones are little more tricky, but I think it's easy to solve. So I have 1 into 2, I can get as 2. Then again into 4, I'll get 8. 4 into 6, I get 48. So the next term should be into 8. I'll check 48 into 8. 8 8 is 64. 6 carry 32. Yeah, 384. Correct answer. So this one is correct. Now it should be into either 10. So if it is 10, it should be 3840. Or I can find it another way. What is 3456 upon 384? So if you solve it, you will get how much? I think it's 9. If I write 3840, this is 10 multiple, and I do 384 minus, I get 6, 5, 3, and 4. Yeah. So this is into 9. It should have been into 10, but it's into 9. So this one is my odd man out. Right, I'll repeat the question. I did it into 2, into 4, into 8, into 6, into 8. So I was multiplying by even numbers. So next one should be into 10. However, this is into 9. So my odd man out is option D. Got it? So in odd man out, you will have to like check the value first and then check whether it's fitting with the pattern. You will also have to check whether your pattern is correct or not. Okay, let's solve one more question. So here it is 6, 18, 21. So 6 to 18, I can say into 3, and 18 to 21 is plus 3. Here it is into 3. No, it's not into 3. It should have been 63 in that case. And if it was 63, let's say, and I had plus 3, I'll get 66, which is the correct one here. I'll check whether it is into 3. Yeah, 66 into 3. It will be 18, 1 carry, and again 18, so 198, it is correct, and it is again plus 3. So the logic is correct, into 3 plus 3. However, the 60 term violates it. I had the pattern of into 3 plus 3. So 21 into 3 will give me 63, and plus 3 will give me 66. So these two terms are correct. However, the between term is 60. So the odd man out is option C. Okay, this was just a flavor of odd man out. You can practice out more to build more rapport with these questions. All right, this is a homework question. When I came across the problem set, I saw this as a very interesting question. You can solve it. If you are unable, I'll talk about this question in the next class. All right. To conclude the class, what we did today. Yeah. So we started with just a second. Okay, I'll write here. We did letter series, basics of letter series, increase, skip, product, combination, vowels. And then we went a little advanced in this, which was, yeah, this like filling the sequences. And like we did some questions which were related to a figure. And also this counting one. Then we went to number series. Sorry. Yeah. To the number series. Number series, product, difference, square, cube, miscellaneous. And then we did counting digits, odd man out, missing numbers. So what will I say again? You need to know squares from 1 to 20, cube from 1 to 10 at least, prime numbers up to 100. Then also I said that these are your luck question, or it's a hit or miss. So when you can practice more, even if you practice 1,000 questions of series, there's a high probability that you won't be able to solve the question you are given in the exam. So keep it little easy with series. I the most of the pattern which are usually asked, I have already introduced those to you. If you try this, if you try all of these, I don't think there's any other left which you can maybe have. If it is a combination, of course, there is infinite number of possibilities, but there cannot be anything beyond this. So if you want to solve that answer for at any cost, you can try all of these one by one, but that's not good for a competitive exam. You have a time pressure in those exams. So just quickly solve these.